So about 12 years ago, I sold everything I owned in the United States and moved to Malaysia with just a little savings and a dream. I didn't have a set plan or a safety net, just a one-way ticket to Malaysia and this feeling inside of me that I wanted to do something different with my life. I ended up opening a martial arts gym, and I taught mixed martial arts, which was a lifelong passion I had since childhood. But after about 4 years, I realized something. If I ever had any issues renewing my visa, I'd be forced to leave this business that I worked so hard to build. I needed something that would allow me to move around from country to country while still being able to provide for my family. So I bought my first camera and jumped headfirst into content creation. That was 5 years ago, and today I make a full-time income doing this. I get to teach people about videography, photography, content creation, and camera gear. But the journey to get here, that required something that I want to talk about today. A few days ago, I watched a video by this painter named Brooke Cormier, where she talked about something called positive delusions. And she was basically saying that if you're an artist or a creative type of person and you want to leave your job to pursue your passions, you have to have a certain level of delusion, that you have to adopt certain positive beliefs about yourself before those beliefs actually come true. In her case, she took the leap at 22 years old and decided to leave her profession to chase her dream of becoming a full-time artist. Now fast forward about 10 years and she's made it. And one of the main things she's learned from her interactions with the other artists in her community is that confidence is a main hurdle stopping aspiring creatives from pursuing their dreams. And you know what? I totally agree with her on that. But I wanted to give you my take on it, because my journey taught me something a little bit different about where true confidence actually comes from. When I first started researching the idea of becoming a content creator, I used to hear people say, fake it till you make it. That never really sat right with me. It felt hollow, like you're just pretending, putting on a mask, hoping nobody notices that you don't know what you're doing. And then I heard Chris Do say something that really resonated with me. Believe it to achieve it. It's not about faking anything. It's about genuinely believing what you're working towards even before you see the results. And when I think about it, it's kind of similar to Brooke's idea about positive delusions. But here's where my perspective differs a little. But if it's okay with you, let's take a little stroll and snap a few photos while I tell you all about it. See, the thing is, for me, confidence doesn't come from believing in myself. When I look around at everything, the complexity of nature, the way light works, the way our brains can process and create and imagine, I see evidence of a creator. And the proof of that is literally everything we see around us. The mountains, the way light falls through trees when I'm out shooting. For me, the beauty and poetic artistry that surrounds us not only points to the existence of a creator, but also puts on full display his ability to do things humans can never do. This puts us face to face with our own weaknesses and our own limitations. And strangely enough, this is my source of true confidence and self-belief. When I bought my first camera 5 years ago, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know how to expose a photo properly. I didn't understand composition. I couldn't edit to save my life. And creating an engaging piece of content, forget about it. But I knew that if I kept showing up, putting in the work while having trust that God would guide the process, things will work out. Now, does that mean I just sat back and waited for success to fall into my lap? Absolutely not. Because here's the second part. I also had to have full confidence in myself, but in a specific way. I knew that the one that's able to raise the sun from the east every morning and make it set in the west every evening is the same one that gave me a brain, gave me the ability to communicate, creativity, work ethic. These are all gifts that we've all been given to varying degrees, but it's on us to develop them and refine them. Raw talent without development is like having a camera and never learning how to use it. You might get lucky and take a good photo once in a while, but you'll never reach your potential. So for me, positive thinking and believing in yourself exists within this framework. It's not just blind optimism or delusional confidence. It's having faith in God's ability combined with having faith in the gifts that He's given you, and then putting the work in to develop those gifts. Brooke uses a beautiful analogy in her video about your brain being like a forest with pathways. The more you walk down a positive path, clearing away branches and rocks, the easier it becomes to travel. You could literally rewire your brain through practice and intentionality. The road may not be easy and it might not be as quick as we'd like, but it sure is scenic, and there's a beautiful wisdom in that. If you found any value in this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more content. And if you're curious about the gear that I use to make these videos, then make sure to check out this video next, where I talk about what's in my camera bag. I appreciate you watching to the end, and I'll see you in the next one. It's Fulan Creative signing out. Peace.